document. Yeah, so I have business requirements for Higher Church Downtown Drive 1644, Atlanta, Georgia, and change description done by me, and for approval it's done by Samuel Martin. So the business problem. So clients have expressed the need to be able to participate in church activities regardless of COVID restrictions, and this may include the ability to give the church. And this may include the abilities to give to the church and have devotions, online, buy church stuff, joining in live, listen and watch messages, and sending in prayer requests and requesting for support and participating in conferences. That's the business problem we're facing now. And currently there's no such system, so we are here to develop. And the solutions overview we have to solve this problem, we would implement the following: give feature that offerings, mission funds, media center, which includes streaming projects, meeting schedules, and video audio library. And we have a support feature which consists of prior request consists of purchasing things from conferences, paraphernalia, and the bookstore. So the risk involved in creating the system is the likelihood of this crashing due to high traffic. And in scope, we have the ability to give to the church from wherever, ability to join the church for light service, ability to buy church-related items, ability to scout church locations, ability to ask for support, be it physically or spiritually, and ability to make use of church resources. I don't have out of scope. Then here's a sample of my requirements, and I have my requirements ID. First of all, I have the offering. This is where members can make contributions to God or through the church. And the priority here is high. And this feature assumes a member or a member wanting to make offer to giving the acceptance to the church or to go through the church. And then citing where that's my ID GF2, citing where and the member is able to give a percentage of what they've earned over the period to God. Then they would also support, would also have a mission funds where they can choose which type of missions they're going to support, and live service where they can join in to participate in church activities, be able to review or watch past activities of the church, and be able to be timely informed about the schedules and the plannings of the church, and be able to scout for locations and have a location of where the churches are found all over the states, and then location finder to narrow it down to one in your locality. Yeah, basically that's for my requirements for church app. Then I continue to, yes, so my use case is gas pump. Yeah, so I have the following self-service, where, so for my use case, name is self-service, where you drive up to the dispensing machine, and then you fill up your tank. And application name is gas pump station. Primary actor here being the driver, and the secondary actor being a share attendant. So the description of this is to be able to fill your own gas tank. Trigger, customer arriving in front of the fuel pump. Three conditions: the car must be parked, the engine must be off, Floor type has to be selected. Amount entered and nozzle inserted and trigger state counter start. Post conditions I have, sorry for the background. In post conditions I have counter reads to amount selected species and you choose your stuff and you drive out. So normal flow, a car must be parked, floor type selected, amount entered, nozzle rate. If it's a card, if you have so self-service, normally you would swipe or enter your details if you have card, debit or credit card. Then you swipe the card, then you enter the amount, then you insert your nozzle to your gas tank, then fire away. Then the counter reads down to the amount you have, or reads up to the amount you have selected. Then you take your receipt, then the flow ceases. Then you replace the nozzle and you drive away. Alternatively, you can also buy the fuel into your a container. That's let's say if you're carrying a gallon where you didn't walk to the place with your car or you didn't drive to the place, or yeah, in case your tank is already full, you need to buy a spare. Then I have the next use case being attendant. So attendant service. So back here, there's no self service in any station that I am aware of. You go, you meet the attendant, you tell how much you're buying, and then it proceeds like before. So here, if you have a card, the only change here is if you have a card, normally they have a portable POS device, so you just swipe there. Then if it is cash, you give it to them, and if it's a voucher, you give it to them, and it's processed right there at the toll station. You don't have to get down to go anywhere. It's okay. Unless of course you want to shop at the mart. Then I have my elevator use case. So the deal was to be able to have access to all 20 floors, and then so the name of the feature is choosing floors, and the application is an elevator machine. Primary actor should be a staff or a staff working in the premise, and the secondary actor can be maintenance or visitors. Description: to be able to access all 20 floors. So trigger is pressing the corresponding floor button. Hello. Okay. Pressing the corresponding floor number from inside the elevator. So preconditions: given that the button has been pushed for it to stop, and given that you have entered, and that you have chosen your desired floor, the elevator doors closes and begins to move to the place of your choice. The post condition is the car arrives at the place of your choice. Elevator door opens for you to alight automatically. So the normal flow is you push the button for it to stop, you enter, and you select from the options there. Normally you have numbered 1 to 20, and probably if there's a ground floor and a basement, they'll be numbered as well. Then you push the button of your choice, then the door closes and the car begins to move. So the car moves to the floor you have selected, then it opens and you alight. So alternatively, if you're already inside the elevator and you would want to change the floor you had already chosen, yeah, so you can do that by pressing a new button for the intended floor now you would want to go, and then you can deselect the existing one by pressing and holding for at least 5 seconds. The exception here is if the elevator is overweight or if it's over capacity, and it'll keep open till some people alight or the load comes down to the optimal range, then it proceeds from there. So assumption here is elevator can be accessed from any floor, be it the basement, the 20th floor, or in between, anywhere in between. Yeah. Then I have another use case stating emergency. So here I have emergency, elevator emergency exit. So in cases where there is emergency and you happen to be using the elevator, this is what happens. So the trigger here is the light goes off, or there's an accident in the building, or there happened to be an earthquake or any sort of natural disaster that would affect it. So when your precondition is when you're already en route to your desired floor, then it happens. Then elevator first condition is that you are able to get out successfully. Normal flow that when the event occurs, there are sensors, so then they triggers an alarm. So inside the elevator, you be alerted something of that sort had happened by yellow lights, like the inside light turning yellow. Then immediately the elevator doesn't follow your order. It overrides your order by stopping at the next available floor so you can proceed to the emergency exit. And in cases where the elevator is stuck or it doesn't open immediately, there's an emergency button where you can press and communicate directly to maintenance, where they can really dispatch the rescue team to come to your rescue. And then the other assumption here is this: for cases like this, the elevator should have a special backup generator so that in cases there are no lights or there's power cuts, it can be operated and lights can be saved. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll talk about my bank app next. So company here is the Bamboo Bank, and business problem I have here is clients have expressed the need to have access to much needed healthcare regardless of the monetary amount so that they can have their needs attended to. Then this may include feature like initiate the money process through your healthcare provider or going through an application process, and then monitoring done by the service staff and the lenders. So to solve the business problem solution overview, we'll be implementing the flow in a borrower's portal, which is dedicated to loan applicants. Where this is where the applicant goes in for the loans and hello. Am I still live?
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I'd followed. So the borrower's portal, this is where the much of the things happen, where the money is given to the patient in need, and this is where he makes the request for it. And the provider's portal, this is the portal for the providers or the initiators of the loan. They deem which case is critical enough to warrant the reaching out a hand. Then service portal, this is where the machine or the background, everything that works in the background happens here. Then the lenders portal, they are the owners of the thing. Yeah. So assumptions, all legal requirements have been met, and for payment, there are no deviations from the set timeline. And then in building this thing too, there are no deviations from the set timeline. So risk, the system being infiltrated by investigators and then details stolen and then money being diverted. So it all falls under security. So in scope, the area to be covered by this requirement will be the following. So under my providers portal, I'd have an add client feature, dashboard feature. Service portal would have pendants, reports, clients, and customer care. Reverse portal would have trust page, application process, payments, options, procedure schedules. And then this portal would have pending some reports and clients. And here are my requirements. So for providers portal, I have my providers ID, and then requirement type or area would be to add the client. This is where after they have been met the client and things have been discussed, these if the client agrees, they start the process. Then under that, they also have the dashboard feature where they're able to monitor their profits, loans, their clients, their schedules, and see how their clients are performing. And then on the side of the borrowers, after meeting the provider, he or she goes via a trust page and confirms whether the thing is the deal is legit or is sometimes it might be too good to be true. So then they would have to confirm if it's legit either ways. Then another feature would allow them to start the application process. And when they do that, their loans will be confirmed, and then they would have the option to choose their loan options and then make preferred payments. So payment here. Then they are able to also choose procedure schedules. Then under the service provider, they have the pending options where they allow, they review the application process and do the filtering. So those that are worthy of the loan are given, and those that don't meet the required standards are allowed to go. Then the summary report, where they be able to see the progress so far and the profits made in the system and how much money they've spent so far, and the client. So here they're able to monitor the provider. The provider is a client to the system, and the borrower is also a client to the provider. So they're able to monitor both systems for both client. And customer care deals with the events where options provided are access to. There are other situations where we need human intervention. They can call for assistance. Here, the lenders also have access to what the service portal does, so that they can oversee and they can cut in if management has to make a decision. And so they also have pending some important client. So there are links to the user stories and the epics here. Yes. Then I move on to the next. The ATM use case. So my ATM scenario, I have that's deposit, transfer, and withdrawal. So here I have my use case for deposit, and so the primary actor here happens to be the account holder, and the secondary actor could be anyone with a bank account in any other bank, legit bank, and then they have a Visa or a MasterCard. And the description here is they want to be able to deposit money into their account without having to go through the bank process. So trigger choosing based on the ATM and choosing a deposit option. So preconditions that the user is importing the ATM to operate on it. The user has an account with the bank. And the ATM machine, the said ATM machine can see, because not all ATMs do, especially here in Ghana. Then the user has already entered their credential. This condition, the user sees the reflection in their account, and the user receives the receipts of the said increments plus the charges. So normal flow said that the system displays user account after selecting card and entering the PIN. The user selects the account type. The user chooses amount to deposit, selects the denomination, puts in the money into the collection point as per stated. The account is updated, card is withdrawn, and receipt is printed. Alternately, if the desired amount is not there, the user enters a custom amount. And exceptions, if the user has multiple denominations, like let's say he has a bit of every note, the user has to enter it one by one. Priority is high because the bank wants money. Then business rule here states that the user must have a bank account, Visa or MasterCard. Yeah, that's it for my deposit. Then my next is Redraw Cash. So here, the primary actor happens to be the account owner, and the secondary actor could be any other person with a card, be it Visa or MasterCard from a different bank. So description here is being able to withdraw money from any ATM available, draw money from my account from any ATM available. Then trigger is being in front and choosing the withdraw option. So preconditions, the user is in front of the ATM and is operating it. The user has an account with the bank and has money inside. Then the ATM machine, the said ATM machine has enough money. Post condition, the user receives the money and the user receives a receipt or a note with the said deductions plus charge. So normal flow is the user inserts card and enters PIN. The system displays user's account. The user selects account type, chooses the amount to withdraw, and chooses the denomination wanted if possible. And money is dispensed and receipt printed. Card is ejected and withdrawn. If desired amount is not there after the user enters, if the desired amount is not there, the user enters a customer amount at step 4 and continues at step 5. Exceptions is money not in the preferred denomination. Well, there's nothing that can be done. Then money is not up to the amount required. Then probably is either the ATM is out of money or you would have to do a follow up with your bank. Then the money doesn't come, but then deduction is made from your account. Then you would have to go to the bank, or money is overdrawn. Then there's a fault, and yeah, being an honest person, you would have to go to the bank and return the excess. Then money being withdrawn is more than what's in the account. That's so in this case, your money, you'll be told that your account balance is not up to the amount you are requesting, and priority is medium. Business rules, so you can't, okay, so you can't withdraw over 5,000 cedis at a go, and you can't withdraw more than what is in your account. That's ends that for my withdrawal option. Then I have transfer. Here, transfer cash. So primary actor here being an account owner, and then secondary actor card holder. So being able to transfer money from an ATM machine from my account. Yeah. And then trigger here is being in front of the machine and choosing the transfer option. So preconditions, given that the user is in front of the ATM machine and operating it and has slotted the card and entered PIN, the user account or the said user has an account with money, then the ATM machine also has money or has, in this case, electronic cash, and the user enters the recipient's account number. So the post condition is that the user receives a notification of the said deduction that the money has been sent. So normal flow is user displays System displays user account and user selects account type. User chooses amount to transfer, money is dispensed, receipt is granted. If the desired, an alternate flow is if the desired amount is not there, then the user enters a custom amount. Business rule can transfer over 5,000 CDs at a go, can do transfer once a day, and can transfer more than what you have in your account. Yeah. And that's it for my ATM. So I go to my CRM. So CRM here, I have my, following the way the questions came out. So I have my epics and my user stories. So I have recipes, menu, shopping list. Um, and the recipes, I have breakfast, continental, lunch, supper, both continental and local, and the accompaniment, what you want to take your food with. And then the menu, I have voting, and shopping list, I have perishables. Then this is my use case diagram. So the flow diagram. So the recipe, the user chooses recipe, enters recipe, or the user chooses recipe from the recipe options, is then directed to menu, and then is able to choose the shopping list. So my key data types are quantitative data and then qualitative data. And key assumption here is assuming all ingredients can be found and assuming food combinations are not poisonous, assuming food can be prepared. Risk is you eating something you're not supposed to eat and then having health constraints. Then business, total. So you have here password. So for the client end user side, the client end user starts by accessing the login, and then he comes across a portion, a page that talks about his username or email and password. And then if since he has forgotten, then he chooses reset link, then enter his email address, then submits and gets email and a link in email or an inbox, then it's directed to a new page where he can enter his new password. And then from there, he's redirected to the login screen, then can enter the said account. And then the client admin user. So here, the client in admin user has an account he can enter to access um, the back end of the system, then can check if the user has a mail in the database, then clicks on that, then sends a password reset link to the client, and the client receives that and resets the password, and the client can log in. And same for the Redraw app associated. So I wrote down the user story and the epics here. So for client end user, we have, as a client end user, I should be able to reset my password so I can log into my account. Then additional information, the client end user opens an account by providing the following information: first name, last name, email address, and phone number. And I have OTP or link as far as 2 minutes after issue. So acceptance criteria. So given that I'm using an app, I should see the login screen when I open it. And given that I see the login screen, I should see the following: the text to enter my username or email address, text you to enter my password, and link saying forgot password. Given that I have forgotten my password, I should be able to click on forgotten password link. And given that I click on the link, I should be redirected to another page where I see if you enter email address or contact in the submit button. Given that I fill the details successfully and I really have an account with the I have my details in the app or in the database, then I should receive an OTP to reset my a message saying I don't have account with them and that we should create a new account. And then given that I click on the link or enter the OTP into the designated field, I should be redirected to another page in the browser where I can enter my new password and save. And this is how the password should consist of. So an uppercase, a lowercase, some numbers, and special characters. So a password should consist of a combination of these, and that password shall comprise a minimum of 8 characters and a maximum of 20 characters. There shall be a system check where password that meet all the required characteristics will have a green tick by meaning it's approved. And for password that falls short of the minimum characteristic will have a red cross sign indicating it's directly below the aspect recommended password is missing, so that the end user can create a better password. And once both new password and the retype password are the same, you can then proceed. And then since there's a case where you forgot your password, now you'd have to enter security questions, and you can have some of the following, or if you don't want them, then you can create your own security questions and answer them. This is to help secure your accounts for subsequent time and to make sure that you're who you say you are. And then so the security question shouldn't exceed more than 100 characters, and the corresponding answer shouldn't exceed 30 characters, and you must have 3 security questions in all. And there'll be a character limit built into the system to make sure that you don't exceed your bound. And once the password reset has been done, the client proceeds to log into their account and proceed with normal proceedings. Then the assumption here is if the app has a web version and a mobile version, then as a client admin user, I should be able to initiate password reset from my account to be able to log into the account. And acceptance criteria is that the client has an account, and I should be able to find the person's details in the client list in the database. And given that the email is there, I can send a recent link to his mail, and the client proceeds from there. And it's the same for the structural app associate. So I think that's all I have for today.
Okay, so that's what you have for all the deliverables. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I've gone through everything.
Okay. All right. Bernice, would you finish with your BRD?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry, guys. My phone went off and my alarm didn't go off this morning. So for my BRD, I'm just going to take you through my the diagram for the last one, and then the next one, I'll just take you through the diagram, okay, because I couldn't do much with that. All right, let's see here. Okay. Okay, I believe this is where I got to yesterday. So yeah, we went through all that, explained the project features, and went through everything. So that was my business non-functional requirement. Members and visitors can easily move from one feature to the next with no difficulty. System will process payment within 5 seconds or less. Member will be able to watch current and previous programs without buffering or pauses or breaks. Members can easily search for items that they want to purchase on the church website. Members and visitors will receive an instant confirmation of submitting payments and prayer requests. And then, oh, Lord, I took the wrong one. Okay, and then this was a case diagram that I put together for it. So it's all going to start at the mega church main website, okay? And a member or a visitor will have to log onto the main website for mega church, and they will have the options. They will see the get feature, and this diagram is just for what we added, okay? It doesn't include what they already had. It's only for the features that we added, the problem that we solved for them, okay? So they will be able to access the get feature, the e-store, the media center, the resource center, the prayer request, and the location, okay? And all these will be visible on the website in bold and easy to access. And once they click on the Give feature, it should lead them to a new page where they will see the sub features under the Get feature. And once they click on the eStore feature, they should be able to see the sub feature under the eStore feature, and which we already know all those things, the tithes, the offering, the African Water Project, the Atlanta Local Community Project, the building funds, and all that. And same applies to the eStore. I didn't go ahead and list them all out because I've already gone through that earlier, but this is just a picture for you to know what is going on, okay? So when they click on the eStore, it should take them to a new page where they will be able to access the paraphernalia, the artwork, and all the user stories on the eStore. And when they go in and click on the media center, they should be able to also be redirected to a new page where they'll see the live services and the previous programs. And when they click on the resource center, it should be able to take them to a new page where they will be able to go through the devotional and confessions and the prayer requests. When they click on the prayer request feature, it should take them to that sub new page where they can access the sub feature of the welfare and the actual prayer request. And it will go down, down, down. So we can just keep breaking it down, because then you would have to break down the prayer request and the welfare into the sub, like what they do. But I think it's all included in it. It's like, I don't have the proper words to use right now, but yeah, I know you get what I'm trying to say. And then the location, okay? Once they click on the location, it should redirect them to the sub feature of the sub features of location and they should be able to select the location finder where they can find a church location wherever they are in the state. And that is if they are in one of the 16 states that we are included in, okay? And the location list where they will have a list of the states that we are located in to choose from. And yeah, okay. So the decision history, I did not really write anything on that. So this was the second BRD that I started. The main features will be the provider portal, the borrower portal, lender portal, and the servicer portal, okay? And it's prepared by me, Bernice, and program name is loan acceptance. And version would be 1.0, company name, the Black Credit Card. Company address would be 222 21st North High Street, Atlanta, Georgia 30022. And it was at least started on, I just backed the date, but it was just started yesterday. Yes. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to take you straight to the diagram and then explain it to you through the diagram, okay? Because and then the table of content, of course, which is our table of contents that we are on right now, the approvals and the business problem, solution overview, assumptions, risk, in scope, out of scope, requirements, and case diagram. And the approvals for this document is going to be Samuel Boateng, business owner, and Bernice, myself, the product owner. And there are going to be additional approvals where we're going to have the solution owner, the project owner, the project expert also step in when needed, okay? And then I'm just going to go straight to, and for the assumptions and risk, it's kind of the same, are we going to be able to get to the shareholder when we need them? And I was just going to do the same for the business project features, just code it and go through it that way. So this is my case diagram for that. And this is how it's going to be. So the borrower, provider, and servicer, they all will kind of interact with the lender, okay? So the lender is kind of like the umbrella that everybody falls under, okay? He is kind of the central connector or the central piece that everybody is connected to, okay? But even with the sub-connectors that are connected to him, we have the borrower, the servicer, and the provider, okay? There is going to be interaction between some of the sub connectors as well, okay? So the provider is going to connect with the borrower, and that is where everything is initiated, okay? The borrower is going to go seek medical assistance from the provider, not being able to pay. the provider suggests to the borrower, hey, I know you are having financial difficulties, but there is help for you, and kind of initiate the process with the borrower, where the borrower receives a link and it's able to also go and complete the process that has already been initiated for them with the lender. Okay, so the initiation, it starts with the provider and the borrower, and then it moves from the borrower to the lender. Okay, and once the borrower gets approved with the lender, then they start dealing with the servicer. Okay, and also the borrower deals with the lender by getting the loans, and by the lender paying the loan amount or that the borrower borrowed from them to the provider, and so that they will be able to take care of the patient. That is when they approved. Okay, and the lender also deals with the servicer. That is definitely because they are directly working with them to help the borrower to get things situated to help the borrower. Okay, so yeah, that is how each of them connects, and that is how they all connect to the lender, and that is how we are going to work on. And that's all I have for you today.
Okay, all right. I see that we have some 10 minutes here. I'm trying to see if I can do this process flow diagram. Okay, so I'm going to use you, Benny's, to get this done. So go ahead and open up a browser and then go to Lucid Chart. I want you to set up an account right now. Okay, and I want all of you also to go to Lucid Chart and then set up account immediately. For 10 minutes, we're going to run with speed, but we'll get it done because I have another meeting starting at 6. I want you guys all to go to Lucid Chart. So Lucid Chart is LUCIDCHART. So Lucid Chart. So Benny, go ahead, share your screen, your browser, go to Lucid Chart, set up account right now, and then let's get the CRM process flow diagram done in real time for everybody.
Alrighty.
My expectation for that process flow, this is how exactly I wanted you guys to do it. Hopefully within the 10 minutes we can do it. If not, we'll have to I have a hard stop at 6, and so we'll have to take off again on Monday. But let's start something right now. Yeah, so go ahead.
Set up for free?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and sign up for free right now. Let's do something right now within the next 10 minutes, and then so everybody go to Lucid Chat, create an account for yourself as well, and try and follow along. And you can always go back to the video and watch. So
okay, so
be a free account. Yeah.
It wouldn't allow me to select.
Scroll down. Let me see what you see now.
Okay, there you go. Continue free.
Okay.
Can I just use my personal email?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow, the whole world is gonna know my password. Okay, create.
So your email address does not have the right format, right? Yes. Okay. All right, you got it. Okay, so what you're going to be using it for? You're going to say for engineering, and then you're going to say for
Flowchart.
Hold on. Okay, let's go ahead with the flow charts. We should have used. Okay, you no problem. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see what comes
Go
up.
back.
Close this one. Okay, so we're gonna use database. Close the password thing over there so that I can help you see. Good. All right. So for example, DBMS flowchart. Okay, you simply use the flowchart over there. Or you could simply also ignore that and just say new. As a matter of fact, say new over there. The upper left side, you see the blue thing over there that says new. So yes. Yeah, yes. So just say Lucidchart document. Good. And whilst it's opening, pull up the recipe exercise for us. I wanted to open up the recipe exercise that I gave to you guys for us. It should be the where is it at? Yeah, pull up the recipe exercise, and then let's walk through it quick.
Okay. I think I have it on my phone.
You have it on your phone, okay?
Send it to myself real quick.
Okay, let's see if I can open it up here on my side too. What was the axe? And then let's walk through.
Okay. Is my video paused?
Your video should be okay. So everybody got it. So you guys already have it somewhere on your phone or on your computer or somewhere. So the axe here is very simple. Okay, the axe here is that we should develop a system that allows users to save recipes, create a list of meals for the coming week based on recipes in the system, and then produce a shopping list of the required ingredients, right? And then it talks about the deliverables, what you guys are supposed to do, and then as part of the deliverables, it says that you will create a description of the key processes and workflows within that, right? Okay, so when this question is asked, this is very straightforward. This is very simple. So the ask here is for us to be able to build. Okay, so I'm going to ask for control over here from the request for control for the Zoom. So you give me controls. Good. So the ask here is very simple, very straightforward, right? Very simple, very straightforward. So anytime you want to start any kind of process flow diagram, we use the terminator, right? We use what we call the terminator. So we're going to have the start, okay, and then we're going to have the process, okay. So the question here is that what's going to be the key process here to assess this CRM. So a user will be able to assess this CRM tool for the start. So let's say the start, this is going to be the process. Over here is the CRM tool, right? Or the CRM portal. I'm going to run with speed. I know I have just 4 minutes left. If I'm going to finish, no. If I'm not, then I'll continue again from Monday because I have a hard stop at 6 again. So, when you want to assess any system, what do you do? The question is, do you have credentials to be able to log in or not? So we always use the decision over here. So this is going to be a decision. So it's a matter of yes or no, right? It's a question of yes or no. So we come over here and then we say, okay, we're going to type in here, have an account. Do you have an account or not? Right? It's a question. So you guys have to take note of the symbols that I'm using. There are processes, there are decisions, there's something for database, there's something for storage, predetermined processes. You guys have to take note of all the things that I'm using over here, of course. So you have access. So over here, we see it. So there's a question. I also have a question. Have an account. That's what I wanted to type. Doing this in real time. All right. So we're going to continue with the process over here. Do you have an account? If it's a yes, it's going to take a different path. If it's a no, it's going to take another different path as well. So over here, I'm going to put one process else over here. So let's say I have an account. If I have an account, the process is going to be different, right? It's going to take a different toll. If it's a no, it's also going to be very different. So if it's a no over here, the process is going to be sign up. Okay. I want you guys to, work with me as I'm doing this. So sign up. So that's the process over here, right? So if you have an account, then you will need to log in. Okay, you guys got it so far. All right. And then, we move to the next step. So if you are going to sign up, then of course, when you sign up, you're going to have email confirmation sent to your email address, right? So this process will lead us to, this process is going to lead us to the, so when you sign up, we send email confirmation, email confirmation with your login credentials, with login, info. All right. And then the next process down here, we're going to have the next process down here. It's going to be a terminator. Of course, now we have an account, so it ends here. Okay. Going to end here. All right. But if you have an account, we need to continue with the exercise. We have been asked something to do. So, you're controlling the PC over there. Are you typing on something? Because it looks like.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. All right. So over here, we see the login. So let's continue with the login. All right. So when you log in to the CRM, what do you do? We want to access the recipe, module, right? The question is that we need to build a recipe module over here where people can come in and plan their meals for the week. So the next process here is that, we're going to click on the, recipe module somewhere in the system, right? Where we can access, the this is that thinking that must go into any process flow diagram. That's how you think about it. It's a process in every system. You click here, you do this and you do that. And so when you go to the recipe module, what you do is a decision over there as well. The question is, did you find the recipe that you're looking for? Right? If not, then you create a shopping list for the recipes that you didn't find, because you cannot create meal plans with recipes that are not in, right? So this is a good exercise for you guys, to start processing things. Oh, it's already 6. Ooh. Oh. I know it's already 6, and I need to open up a meeting for some people because they're waiting for me. All right. So found recipe. That's a question here. Of course, like I did, previously, it's a question of yes or no, right? So if it's a no, there's a path. If it's a yes, there's another path that you need to go as well. So I bring another process down here, right? So if it's a yes, we will continue with the process over here, doing something different. And if it's a no, then it's going to be something different as well, right? So take note. So take note over here, guys. So over here, if it's a no, we didn't find it. So user didn't find, they didn't see the recipe that they're looking for. It's going to end over there. And if we, we found a recipe as well, we're going to save the recipe. That was what the question said. We can go back. Is the user should be able to save recipes, right? So that's the process over here. All right, so let's keep going. So if it is a no over here, user didn't find recipe, of course, there's going to be a terminator. This is a terminator, so that means it ends over here. The process ends over there. We didn't see the resume, so we cannot, create a meal plan, right? Give me some 1 minute, and I'm going to end this because I need to, hop on another meeting right now. All right. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can. Okay. Oh, Bernice, you're moving the PC?
No, I'm not. You
Okay.
are.
All right. Okay. So if we are able to save, the recipe, then we need to be able to create a weekly meal plan from this point on, right? So we're gonna have another process over here. As I see my folks are already buzzing me on WhatsApp that I need to open up the meeting. Okay. So create a weekly meal plan, okay, over here. So that's going to be the process over here. Create weekly meal plan.
Awesome.
So you create a weekly meal plan over here, right? So that's going to be the process over here that we'll have to connect to this one. And of course, if we want to create a weekly meal plan as a question is asking us to do, so when you look at the recipe, what's a recipe? A recipe is just instruction, right? It is just instruction to let us know, okay, you add 2 a teaspoon of this and 2 ladle of this, and it's a combination of instruction of how to cook, right? That's what. Good. All right. So when you look at the recipe, we'll have to ask ourselves question again, that is the ingredient in there, is the ingredient for, for this, meal plan, is it in there? So it's a question of, yes or no as well. Oh Lord, these guys are, these guys will kill me today.
Well, then before you go, if we have to save it, can you just walk us through how to save it, just so we don't?
Yeah, so you should be able to save it. You should be able to save it here. It's just like using a Word document. So you can go to file and do all of that, save and,
Oh, okay.
This is going to be here for you. So is ingredient available? So that's it over here, ingredient available. So is the ingredient available? If it's not, then the question asks us to create a shopping list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have a process here. We're going to have another process there because it's a decision. Anytime you come to a point of a decision, that means there's going to be a yes or no path, right? If it's a no, there's another path. If it's a yes, it's another path. So take note, guys. Very, very important. Very, very important in decision process. So anytime there's a no, there's a different process. If anytime there's a yes, there's another process as well. So you guys have to take note. Let me text them to give me 1 minute. Yeah, let me text them to give me 1 minute here. I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm having difficulty because I've not signed it. So they say I'm having difficulty signing it. Oh my God, Dr. Henry will kill me today. Okay, all right. So shopping list. So ingredients available. The question is no. Then we need to add that ingredient to our shopping list. That's what the question asks us to do. So we create a shopping list, right? And if it's over here, if it's a yes, then we can create a meal plan, right? Over here, we proceed to create a meal plan. All right, we proceed over here to create a meal plan, and then the process will end, right? It's going to be terminated here. So this is exactly what the question was asking us to do. I'm done with this over here. And of course, when we are able to do the shopping list, we'll be able to come back and then also create a shopping plan. But we need to add a terminator down here so that, we end the process down here as well, right? So we go for shopping, we pick up our bag and we go for shopping to Makola Market or Kaneshi Market, and then we shop for all the ingredients, right? And then now we're able to. So guys, this is what I was expecting for the process flow for creating a meal plan. I know this is new, but you guys have to, watch back this video again. There are processes, there are, decision symbols, there are terminators. We have predefined processes. We will work on the 1 or 2 assignments again, and then this is document. There are so many symbols over here, and they all have their use at any point in time. But for now, this is a good exercise. I want you guys to go back to the video, and Benis, even though I did this for you over here, I want you to still go back, create a new document, and then work your way up again, doing the same process, asking yourself same questions, just like I did. Okay. Absolutely. I will see you guys on Monday. Monday we're starting with some decision tree, and then I think some SQL, some database. So Monday morning we're going to do some databases and then some decision tree. So take note. All right, guys, I'll see you guys. I have to hop on to this other call. And then make sure that this document is safe. Ensure that it's safe so that you're going to have access to it. All right, I'll see you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Thanks.